Evelyn Egaltuto, Madam CS, and this is The Striker. Actually, tonight I'm just trying to look at what's happening at the Senate impeachment of our Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. And the first thing that actually that has got me thinking, you know, the Deputy President was in the Senate up to lunchtime. Then after that, the senior lawyer, Muite, says he's not aware where the deputy president is, and then later on tells us the deputy president is sick, and then now the news that is at the Karen hospital. But what my attention really was the reasons why the legal team actually moved out. And I'm just here, I'm trying to look at the implications of the legal theme of the deputy president pulling out of the Senate trials and moving out. Of course, they have given their reasons, saying that they cannot proceed without instructions from their client. But I'm looking at this way. I thought like somehow the Senate is somewhat like procedural, and they tend to be somewhat let me say objective in their trials. Of course, we have seen the same from what has happened in the governor's impeachments in the past. Why could the deputy president not actually you know, instruct his lawyers, you know, to do what? To continue even without him, such that they lay or they bring onto the table his 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 defense, you know, or whatever he had to say. I'm meant to understand that he was in position to tell them actually this isn't this and this and this is what I actually intend to say, so you can represent me. I understand that sickness actually, nobody calls in for sickness, but people are asking why at this particular time, and is it like the deputy president is trying to run away from the Senate or not? But all that said and done, I meant to understand by the fact that the legal team of the deputy president has pulled out of the case, it makes the side of the deputy president's defense actually weak, and therefore is a man tonight who's being tried in his absence. And as things are, I just feel like the strings have been pulled towards the support of his motion. But again, I also stand to ask myself, what is this that is so urgent that the Senate cannot wait until maybe Saturday to conclude this case? Must this verdict be given tonight? Now, this is another area that has left me thinking, and it hit me that today while I was watching news and yesterday, I heard that already Parliament has a special sitting tomorrow, and this special sitting, I don't know, it's supposed to receive the name of the proposed deputy president, etc. I didn't get it correct, but it has to do with the current situation of the vacancy of the deputy president. So I ask myself, is this Senate actually going to be objective, given that tomorrow on Friday, Parliament has a special sitting on the same matter? Like, I'm like, is it like the deputy president's fate was predetermined, and what we have right now is just for a formal procedure? And again, I ask myself, what is the rush of getting like finishing this case? Because I'm like, if the 14 days have not been done away with, all the 10 days that they're talking about, still, up to Saturday, they could have given the deputy the opportunity to speak. And at the same time, I'm like, what is this in hurry with the National Assembly to convene tomorrow for a special meeting? Must they not wait until this process is done? Then they sit down to convene for that special meeting with regard to this matter. So from where I stand, I don't know what the fate of the deputy president from the National Assembly will be tonight, but I'm also meant to understand that 90% chances of the deputy president surviving this impeachment motion is is not going to survive. 90% is not going to survive. I have like a 10% doubt, but 90% as things are and as things have moved on, I just feel like the deputy president's time has been his die has been diced, like his fate has been determined. And what we're seeing in here between is Justice Inanigan and that's the formalization of the process. But at the same time, I also feel the deputy president has placed himself in a situation whereby actually it is even difficult actually to think of how he can be salvaged from the problem in which he is, because without him being at the Senate, and without his legal counsel being at the Senate, honestly, then who is going actually kumtetea huko? I'm meant to understand that it could have been wise for the legal counsel to remain, even if they could not say anything. It could have wise to remain, because I'm also meant to understand that the Senate has also this aspect of prestige. And when somebody is summoned into your house and then they walk out unceremoniously, then it leaves you without any option other than to, even the little faith you had in maybe supporting somebody, it goes away because maybe of how people have conducted themselves. As to whether the deputy president deserves the impeachment, I'm meant to understand that actually Kenya as a country has very serious issues that all this synergy should be channeled to, because I've tried to listen from different counties, how the people have been reacting to this motion, and most people are like, okay, these people should come together and talk, and then they reach 2027. But it's like, what happened between the deputy president and the president, it's so grave that they cannot be able to forgive each other. They too knows what happened. And therefore, this is why, as I said in my previous video, that actually this is more of a political process. It has nothing to do with a legal process. Like, the legal process is just there to ice the cake and look like it's a cake. But the truth of the matter is that within this cake is a whole political mud that is yet to be revealed unto the Kenyans of what exactly happened. So as I listen to this impeachment trial tonight, one thing I'm sure is that I just feeling like 90% the deputy president is going back to home, is going back home. And even when you listen to how the National Assembly defense is countering the issues raised by the deputy president is council, they have demonstrated actually that this is a political process. And I think this, if it's not the member of parliament for Arieda, who say that this is a political process, not a criminal legal process. And at sometimes it felt like the move of the motion was somehow like harassed by the deputy president's council, and he was quick to remind them that this is not a criminal process, it's not more of a legal process, this is a political process, and there's nothing like proving beyond reasonable doubt. So that tells me that even if the evidence provided against the deputy president in this Senate is not true, so long as it is politically justifiable, then it's going to be used to impeach him. Whether it is true or false, so long as it is politically soothing, then it's going to impeach him. Because They are talking about the vote of no confidence, and they are trying to tell us that when you have been elected with your deputy, and like you have been elected as a deputy or as a president, the people don't explain why they have elected you. But they fail to tell us that they normally come with the manifestos, and Kenyans choose these people focusing on that manifesto. So if somebody came and asked, for example, the Kenyan youth of this country, why did you choose the president, Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua in 2022, majority will tell you that because they resonated with our hustler situation. They promised us APCD. So you cannot say that the people actually re-elected them without questioning them. But now it has come to the point of where you are giving a vote of no confidence and the deputy president is supposed to be impeached. We are reminded that this is a political process and there's nothing like proving beyond reasonable doubt. So from where I stand tonight, I see being crazy with Bani is writing. The whole issue is very complicated. I wish DB to retain his office. Ruto and Rigathi are the same. They should all go or they should all remain. And I'm meant to understand that actually this is the feeling of most Kenyans, that it's either we retain port or they go port. But again, come to think of it, Mwananchi, if we said that they go port, remember, as at the moment right now, we do not have a constituted IEPC. It is not fully constituted. We even don't have some of the commissioners. So when we say that the two should go home, we just imply that the Speaker of the National Assembly, that is Moses Wetangula, should be the next president of this republic for the next 60 days. And we should be thinking of how we'll constitute the IEPC such that within those 60 days we carry out the election. But nonetheless, I think that's another thing that I will talk about in the in a different video. But for me tonight, I just wanted to share what I have felt from the ongoing impeachment motion. What is happening actually, it's just a formal process. The deputy president's fate has been already been sealed. Unfortunately, he's going to be impeached maybe when he's in the hospital bed. But I have only 10% faith remaining that he may not be impeached. But 90% I just feel like the deputy president is going home. And this has nothing to do with, I don't know, the criminal, whatever, everything, but it has all to do with the political situation as it is. The fact that maybe cannot work with the president again, given the muddy that has happened right now. The fact that he cannot chair any cabinet as at the moment because of the, the conflict that has been created out of all these impeachment motion. So I don't know what your thinkings are. Kindly, I can see Dunstan Kigari. It says the decision made by Ligatis Rigathi to walk out of the Senate was ill-conceived and should not have been taken. It was a crazy idea. I agree with you, Dunstan, that actually the legal, I thought the deputy president actually had the best legal team. The way yesterday they pondered Mtuse and up to today Mtuse's memes was trending. Like literally, they had demonstrated that they have the capacity to handle this, and they had demonstrated that actually they can be able to, beyond reasonable doubt, actually convince the Senate that actually the president, the deputy president is not guilty of all the 11 petitions read against him. But them working out, I agree with you, Dunstan Kigali, that actually it was a very ill-conceived idea. They have sold the deputy president also. They have left him actually unprotected. They have left him without any defense. And tonight, he is a man being tried in his absence because they have failed to come in, and they could have even offered him advice. I meant to understand the lawyers. I'll not only there to defend you, they are also supposed to give you advice. So I'm meant to understand that whoever gave that particular idea that they should pull out did not think well, or did not actually conceive this idea in a wise manner, and therefore we can only leave the fate of the deputy president in the hands of the senators, who have been looked down upon by the legal counsel of the deputy president, by them walking out. I don't know what you are thinking about. If you are new here, kindly subscribe, like, share, and a comment on this particular video. Tell me your ideas. What do you think about the deputy president's impeachment? Do you support it? Do you think that the Senate is going actually to um to save him? Do you think that the Senate is going to condemn him? What is your idea? Otherwise, see you next time. Ciao, ciao.
I wish ulikuwa unaingia live.